How to associate Accsense wireless pods with the gateway. The Accsense wireless gateway can communicate with up to 16 wireless pods, but first each pod must be associated with the gateway individually. The procedure is simple. The gateway connects to the internet by the way of the user's local area network, and before you begin the association process, the gateway must be connected to an Ethernet port and must be powered up and communicating with the Accsense remote server. The two green LEDs on the gateway should be lit. This wireless pod is an Accsense model A113, but all wireless pods associate in exactly the same way. The pod has a black rubber cover over the two buttons, which are marked Associate and On/Off. The gateway has a red association button on the back, as shown here. First, we'll power up the new pod by pressing the button marked On/Off until the LEDs light up as shown. If you've newly installed your Accsense pod, you'll have the external probes wired up to the terminal block as shown here. Since the easiest way to associate the pod and gateway is to move them close together, you should first disconnect the terminal block with the probe wires and also unplug the AC adapter. The pod will run fine on battery power while associating. Here we've moved the pod close to the gateway. Now, simply hold down the Associate button on the pod until the blue LED flashes rapidly as shown. Next, touch the red button on the back of the gateway until the blue wireless status LED flashes. The gateway and pod will go through a series of handshaking maneuvers, which can take a minute or so. When the gateway returns to its standby condition, showing two green LEDs lit, then the pod has been successfully associated with the gateway. Take the pod back to its installed location and plug the terminal block back in along with the AC adapter. At this point, you may repeat the process for each additional pod you have until all of them have been associated with the gateway.